Pop YouTube, welcome to another video. Today we're doing another trade recap. Why I lost 2.4K, almost 2.5. Actually, no, I did lose 2.5K. At 2.5K today. What I did right, what I did wrong, and it's what I learned from today. My biggest takeaways from my loss. So today I had a bullish bias going into the day. We had a higher time frame SMT. We look at the hourly. Had a higher time from SMT. We were respecting the hourly imbalances. We also had a 5 minute inversion, and that was my initial entry. All of this was taken on the live stream as well. You can go back and check. So I initially entered on this candle right here, or it was on. I entered on this 1 minute. Yeah. So this is my initial entry right here. First trade I took. Stop was at this 1 minute inversions low. So I'll just move this up so I can see. Stop was beneath this 1 minute inversion. Didn't expect to see price come back here. I wanted to see that high, and I wanted to see us really reach 2 standard deviation on the higher time frame, which is up here, because it aligns with a daily wick. I want to say that's my initial target. As y'all can see, right after I entered, I got wicked out by 1.5 ticks. Got stopped out by 1.5 ticks. From there, I kind of waited. Then I entered on this candle right here. I re-entered because it was a 15-second. Or no, I entered right here actually. Once we got this displacement above this 15-second that we were previously holding with my stop at the 15-second low, then I want to see us revisit that, especially with 9:45 opening up. I wanted to just see price move directly on, but as you can see, the flag traders, the pattern traders definitely had the time today. As y'all can see, price stopped me out again to the tick, instant reversal, and I then took one more trade. I want to say off of this candle. Really, I was in with like 2 contracts. This was my stop at this low. I wanted to just see an expansion, just because we had already tapped that 15-minute imbalance, and I figured since we've already tapped the imbalance, if we're gonna run it, we're gonna run it. If we're not, we're not. So that was my thought process behind that, and I'm gonna stop that again. Honestly, today was my fault. I definitely take accountability for what I did wrong. I told myself going into the day that I wanted to be lower risk, looser stops, just because these are the type of days where you expect to see, worse price action. And I should have listened to myself and really went by that. I should have had this was my initial stop loss. My initial stop loss was at this low. Or no, my initial stop loss was at this low. But as y'all can see by the risk to reward, I didn't really like it. So that's why I ended up on this candle pyramiding and then tightening my stop to this low right here, which is where I got stopped, because my initial risk from down here was like 150 something. So, and we had the 15-minute imbalance in our way. So I'm like, damn, if I look to break even, or if I want to partial there, I'm not really gonna make anything. And that's just my fault, being attached to the money, thinking about, the dollar amount behind my trades. But yeah, that was that. And that was my thought process as to why I tightened my stop. Now, usually this does work for me. Today is, Friday, the last trading day of the month, I believe. Yeah, last trading day of the month, usually not the best. So that's really just my fault for not recognizing, not identifying and adapting, with myself and with what I said, would have worked and I should have done. Really, that's just me. Price was very choppy today. A lot of just accumulation into expansions, which I should have been more prepared for, especially due to the fact that it is a Friday, last Friday of the month. You don't want to just try to expect, to see good price action. You want to take what the market's giving you. If the market's being choppy, expect choppy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I get it, the macro, but at the same time, we are being choppy. Don't actually, look to see better action until price shows you. So that was just me trying to have, tighter stops, impose my will on the market a little bit today, which I'll take full accountability for. It was definitely not the best day. Usually, these are trades that I would usually take and win just based off my stop losses. I usually don't need to have stop losses that large, but it's definitely something I take into account later on, and really, look to learn and grow from just managing my stop losses better, because the bias was correct. The initial entry, if my stop was at the original spot, the trade would have worked. I would have sat, in this area for a long time, put in an SMT at this high for a little bit. Um, we held this SMT for a while, which was making me lose conviction. But I should have just stuck to the higher time frame bias. We are approaching all-time highs, and price has been so bullish to where I should have expected it. That was definitely just on me. Just judging by the fundamental news from the global economy. I should have recognized it. So definitely my fault. ES was also a lot cleaner. I didn't take it on ES. ES was a lot cleaner. That's another thing too. ES, we just chopped higher. NQ chopped to the side. ES chopped higher, which would have been obviously better. ES was also the stronger of the two. The SMT was in ES's favor, which is another reason why I failed on this trade as well. I think that's another reason why I lost, because if I would have taken this on ES, which was the stronger pair, I would have been fine. I would have never gotten stopped out. If I would have taken the same exact entry, which was, this 1 minute, changing the state, save my stop at that low, targeting the same high, I would have never been stopped. I would have barely seen any drawdown. It would have definitely been a slower, a slow move to my target, but at the end of the day, it still worked. And ES, I had the same standard deviation levels marked out, as y'all can see, and we are running to all of them. This trade would have worked. It would have been avoided losses. So that's just on me. I need to work on, identifying the stronger of the two pairs and not just always favoring NQ, which I usually do sometimes. I do usually favor NQ just because we do get better efficient moves usually on NQ. But I need to start, if I'm using an SMT, I need to take a trade that is in favor of the SMT. I need to always take that into account, and I need to really use that in my favor instead of just trying to favor NQ no matter what the direction the SMT is in. That's another thing I took from this. So yeah, just understanding your stop loss based on the day, really being able to be flexible with it, and then I must trade in favor of the SMT. I need to stop trading against it. Two biggest takeaways today. But yeah, hope y'all learned from my mistakes. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.